Ready to start. Edda, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Well, I'm very excited. That's my first line to be here, invited by Walita. Welcome to everybody to this amazing podcast about gender equity and women empowerment. Well, I want to say that I'm very excited because today we have three amazing panelists, and we are going to have their opinion and insight about these topics from the male perspective. And that's something that I believe it's really exciting for me, I think for Ideli and for all the Wapalita community. And well, I want to start by talking a little about Wapalita. Personally, I'm very excited to be part of Wapalita, to be also contributing as the podcast moderator today. Wapalita is a social organization committed to promoting equality for all and raising awareness of the need to redesign gender norms for transformative social change. Also, is committed to develop and empower a new generation of leaders who contribute to having more inclusive, secure, and equitable organizations, institutions, and communities globally. All these align with the Vision 2030 from the United Nations. And personally, I really feel very empowered and very excited because today we have the founder of Wapalita among us, Ideli Rios Vasquez. And she is a Mexican-German professional with 30 years of experience in fields such as education, corporate training, who enjoys co-designing projects with multicultural and multidisciplinary teams. She has been living in so many areas in the world, so she has this multicultural approach and humanistic insight, and that allows her to have this inspiration to create Wapalita. She has been working in America, Europe, and the Middle East. And now she's living in Saudi Arabia. And that's the reason why we met each other. And it's such a pleasure to introduce her to you. And my first question is for her, actually. We all want to know what deep inside of you came to your soul so you feel inspired to create this wonderful project.
Thank you, Edda. First of all, welcome everybody for another webinar of our inspirational series in March. And I'm so inspiring and so excited about being here. And well, there's so much to say about Wapalita and about the origins of this organization. I just would like to, because we know that the time is limited today, and our rock stars are here behind. And these are the ones who are going to share a lot with us today. But very short, I just would like to say that I had this call to really start doing something for a group. And I was not sure, I mean, how to start. And slowly, the ideas started to come to me. And at the end, I started with the women who were in my mobile, simply like that. So I started inviting these girls, these ladies from different countries, from these countries where I was. Some of them I met them in person, some of them I met them online, some of them brought other ladies, and that was the origin of everything. I just wanted to start creating this community. I invited them to be part of our blog because we started with a blog. Actually, there were no webinars at the beginning. There was a blog where people shared their articles from different topics, and the idea was to share because I love sharing. And I think that today, all the knowledge that we receive and we capture on our path, we have to share it. We have to help others in order to bring them more insights, more inputs, or to connect. And at the end, I discovered, thanks to the ladies who have been working with me, that co-creating is my favorite verb here, co-creating. So that's why I like to invite people to join and to co-create together different projects. And I know that this will be an amazing opportunity by this co-creation to share to the rest of the members of the community and the newcomers this perspective about what means women empowerment and gender equity from this male perspective. So long story short, that's so far, I mean, our origins. And well, a pleasure to be here, honored by your moderation, Edda, and by our panelists today.
Okay, well, we are very honored to have three amazing guests today. And we have our guests are from India and from Saudi Arabia. And we have Prasanna, Mohamad Hamouda, Faisal Aloitibi. Yes?
Aloitibi.
Aloitibi. Thank you for the correction. And for Prasanna, I told him since the beginning, for me as a Mexican, it was a challenge to say his last name. Could you please say it, Prasanna?
Yeah, it's Shivashankaraswamy.
Wonderful. It was a challenge for me. Okay, well, let's talk about, first of all, I want to know from your point of view, first of all, the highlights of your careers, because you are our rock stars today. And after that, I would like you to please answer the next question. What moves you to be participating in our podcast and being involved in these topics such as gender equity? Okay, so the first opportunity to participate is for Prasanna.
Yeah, thanks, Edda. Thanks, Idli, and my fellow panelists, Mohamad and Faisal, for this opportunity. Uh, Well, I'm Prasanna. I'm based out of Bangalore, India. I've been an IT professional from past 18 years. I've worked across multiple domains, studying from BPO, IT, EdTech, pharma, and currently I'm working with a US-based IT services company. I handle IT infrastructure services for a big Fortune 500 customer for the entire Asia Pacific region. Apart from this, well, I always try to do other stuffs what I can, which will make the world a better place. That's the goal behind it, and that's how I and Aidley came in contact with each other about 3, 4 years ago, and we started talking a lot. So Gopalita is one of those opportunities that came to me, and the vision is very simple that we have is in Gopalita, where we have said that we are going to have 1,000 women entrepreneurs before the end of 2030. That's the goal. So, and I want to do what best I can to achieve it. And the purpose is, again, whether it's women oriented, child development, because those are the two fields. I wouldn't discriminate that we don't need support. We do, but we still have an ability to support women more, empower them more, and give them the best opportunities, and at the same time strike a balance. And that's the reason why I want to be very much involved in Guapaleta and its initiatives, and also similar initiatives from other organizations or opportunities. And what is gender equity? Well, there has been, I have to highlight this. It's not like it's a closed secret. The entire world deals with a different problem, whereas in India, we deal with a different problem. So the entire world, it's only a discrimination between men and women. Whereas in India, the initial discrimination is between castes. So there is a caste-based discrimination that happens. And then you have the gender-based discrimination. So striking an equity between genders is pivotal first. The caste-based discrimination is not something that anybody would be interested in. If I would have had the power, I would have abolished the gender discrimination part completely. There's nothing to be discriminating or anything. We need to empower each other. It's like how you need when you have a family, you need a wife and a husband. Both are not, no one has the upper hand. It's a 50-50 partnership. Neither one is above, neither one is down. So once the load goes up, the other load goes down, you need to lift them up. And that's how out of the house also we need to be thinking. So if you have fellow employees with you, fellow colleagues, you need to have them uh, do what best they can do. Give them the opportunity to prove themselves. Make the world a better place. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Wow, that was a wonderful last line.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we're going to hear Faisal's opinion.
Hello, everyone. I am Faisal Aloitibi. I work in tourism. I am as Edda said, her favorite word is co-founding. So I am a co-founder of a travel agency called Alvarez. I am this CEO as well. Also co-founder of the Saudi Spanish Club. We celebrated a few days ago the 7 years of this club going strong. And I wore so many different hats and professionally. And recently I'm working in tourism, and I look forward to serving the community and adding value both in the field of languages, Spanish languages specifically, and in the field of professionally as well, you know. So I look forward to that. Participating and involved in topics such as gender equity. First of all, we live in this world. I have, you know, I am here where I am because of my mother, of course. May God bless her. May God bless all our mothers. I have sisters. I have 5 sisters, 7 if we include my half sisters. I have nieces. I have cousins, and in the future, inshallah, I will have daughters. So women are part of our society. Women complete us. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Women are the counterparts of men, or the twin halves of men," which means, you know, the society can never function well without women, or a little bit of imbalance in this relationship would, you know, be disastrous to the whole world. So we need women in our life. And there is a poet called Ahmed Shawqi. He said, if you take care of a woman, you take care of, it's like taking care of a whole school. She will raise a whole society, so, and a whole generation. So that's why my motivation to be active in this is because, as I said, from a human perspective, from a religion perspective, and from also professional perspective, is we have to work with each other. And I'm thankful to all the women who we have worked with and cooperated with around the world. And it's impossible to live in you know, in a separate world, you know, where men only interact with men and women interact with women. It would be a sad and imbalanced world, you know. So we need each other, and we need to support each other, and we need to help each other.
That's right. I believe the most important word from all the beautiful words you said, Faisal, would be balance. Yeah. So now, Iveli, how are we with time?
So
guess-
we have to we can hear Mohammed's introduction, and then we can continue with the next question. No problem.
Okay.
Yes, hi, I'm Mohamad Hamouda. I'm a certified public accountant from New Hampshire Board of Accountancy. This for my profession side, and I am more than 18 years in the audit firms. Out of the 18 years, 12 years in Big Four audit firms in the Gulf region. Yeah, this is for the profession side. Actually, I'm here for the gender equity because I want to focus more. I have a different perspective. I want to focus more on our inner or inside world, not outside world, because I feel that I believe that I also have big long journey in the self-consciousness and personal development. I know that our outside world is a reflection of our inside world. That's my focus now. So I join, of course, the gender equity, so we can focus more in to make balance between feminine energy and masculine energy. This is my aim message, my main message to do. So I have, yeah, this is the main thing, my main motivation to make balance between feminine energy and masculine energy. This is my main goal here.
Well, I believe that in this case, it would be self-awareness. If we put
Exactly.
all your opinion together, will be self-awareness and also the balance between the female and the male energy.
Exactly.
So if we put, it's so wonderful because if we put all the three opinions together at the end, we're talking about 50-50 balance and the energy imbalance from both sides and genders, and that's amazing. Okay, well, now we are going to, I don't know if somebody wants to make a question or compliment.
There's some comments here in the chat. They say, well, great perspective from Prasanna and Mohammed, and love the perspective, Prasanna, about a 50-50 partnership. Yeah, so, and well, some symbols. So we just encourage other attendees to formulate their questions if they want to share any comments, or if they disagree or agree about whatever they have said, you can just maybe just to add some spicy here, think about Prasanna's 50-50 partnership. I don't think in all the cases it's 50-50. Not in all the cases, not in all the cases, and it's fine. And it's totally fine. I
Yes.
guess that it's not the cases, it's 50-50 because sometimes, I mean, the balance is not fair, but it's fine, you know? But I know what you mean about the equity. Yeah.
I agree that you will not have that 50-50 everywhere, but as long as the other person is okay with it, it's absolutely fine.
That's good.
So,
yeah. That's good. I like it. Okay. Yeah, we can continue.
Okay, well, I know that every region in the world, of course, has its own stories, history, and background. And that's why in Guapalita, we are trying to consider the global aspects of every topic we encouraged. But in this case, just like talking globally, I was just reading through all the history of the facts and how these women empowerment evolved, this concept. And the first thing would be in the 18th and 19th century, curiosity is that there was a publication that was like very important because it remarked the rights of women to study and participate. The women wanted to participate, wanted to be inserted in society, to contribute. Yes, and then little by little, the women were more and more participating, having also the challenge to, especially after some important events in in 1940, and after that, the women role became very important for the labor force globally, especially in some areas where women had to be part of the production of their countries. Not in all areas in the world, of course, but this was a remarkable event that created and bounced all the events that occur after towards women empowerment and the participation of women in professional life and labor worldwide to be more and more every time to get developed. Yes, and definitely two remarkable things would be that in 1945, officially the United Nations included gender equality as a fundamental human right. And another important fact would be also that in 1975, the United Nations declares the International Women's Year, but mostly mentioning that the global efforts towards gender equality were taking a chance into human development. Okay, so now I have a very interesting question. We all have, I think Faisal already mentioned, a woman that who has been relevant in his life. But this is a question that I want to ask to our panelists. Mention a woman who was a big influence in your life as a growing human being that created inspiration in the life for you. And here we're gonna start with Faisal.
Oh, thank you. You know, in this amazing brief podcast, it's not, I can't, you know, it doesn't do justice to women because only one and to pick only one, and also in this short period,
Oh,
not have. So I have some in my mind. Yeah, of course, you know, everyone here and achieved all these achievements in our lives because of our mothers. So thanks to all the mothers. In the Islam, we have many pioneers in our from our ladies, like, you know, Aisha, the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who was a scholar in her own right, and she gave us an insight, you know, about the little details that we cannot see, you know, about the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And she was a very, you know, renowned scholar, and she taught a lot of people all this knowledge. And as well, you know, recently we have a lot of amazing and inspiring women around the world, like, you know, Malala Yousafzai, who was shot in the head in Pakistan for demanding education rights for girls in her town. And she survived to tell her story, and she won the Nobel Prize for that, and she wrote books about it. Also, you know, Rosa Parks, you know, with the Simple Act, you know, she sparked the movement for civil rights in the US. We have in Saudi Arabia, for example, a scientist, Mashal Shmemri, she's working for NASA. Rayana Barnawi, she's the first Saudi astronaut. From Mexico, also there is Katia Echazarta, who's the first Mexican astronaut. There is also Paloma Niyola Bueno, who's a genius, mathematician genius, and from Mexico as well. There is a lot of inspiring women around us. We just need to open our eyes and hearts and ears and listen to them. And even in like a simple act, you know, could spark like a nice effect, you know, a huge effect, you know. So like, for example, Rosa Parks, and, you know, they are heroes around us, you know, and not all the heroes, you know, wear capes, you know. Sometimes, you know, they wear, you know, hijab, and they are, you know, our sisters and beloved, you know, females around us.
well,
I could go on and on, but we have short time. So I also like, for example, J.K. Rowling. I like the series of Harry Potter and her inspiring story and how she wrote it and so on.
Yeah, well, thank you for this amazing sharing about the women who have inspired you. Ideli, I don't know how we are with time. I just guess we can go and we can go to the next opinion, or maybe if some of the participants sometimes wants to extend, you can let us know.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, right now we have, let's say, 32 minutes left.
Okay.
But just to make it fair, I mean, once the first question has been raised with Faisal, we can just proceed with the same question with Mohammed and Prasanna. No issues.
Okay, so now we're gonna hear Prasanna's answer to this question.
Yeah, as Faisal very well mentioned that all women inspire, that's for sure. And if I have to pinpoint, if I have to put it in a box and tell you all, I cannot exactly, to be precise, I cannot just point out to one woman. I'll have to say two. I'll just tell you who they are in my life, who inspired and motivated me to be what I am. One is, of course, my mom. She is a workhorse. What she has done during my childhood, running a business for my dad at the same time, taking care of me and my brother and giving us this life, what we have, is in itself a huge achievement. Forget this birth. I don't think so. I can be able to achieve that in any of my future births also. And the second one, I know she is here in the podcast. She's listening to me. It's my wife. She has been a huge inspiration. She changed the perspective of what I had about life. So a guy who is careless, who didn't have vision, is probably put on a track. And she herself is a huge entrepreneur in her own way, where we are trying to do the best thing possible to help each other out. And we have two beautiful kids, and the way she has brought them up itself is a huge achievement. And so these two are the women I look up to and who inspire me day in and day out. That's what I'll have to say, and move it across to Mohammed. Thank you.
Okay, Mohammed, please, it's your turn.
Yes, okay. For me, of course, yeah, my mother, she's one of the, she influenced me a lot in my life. But I want to mention one example. She is very inspiration for me, Oprah Winfrey. The
Oh,
She's actually she's very inspired. She inspired me a lot because even she had like maybe big trauma in her childhood, but she did in spite of that she is doing she's a symbol of peace, and she's spreading helping people more and more. So she's very inspirational for me, Oprah Winfrey.
Okay. I don't know if you, if any of you or the participants also, the audience who are in the chat have any questions or more addings. Like Ideli said, some spice, some spice would be good. Like, what about this 50-50? Or maybe some would say that sometimes the roles, like, I have a question for you. I just want to put it on the table. Maybe that would add some spice. If you if you enter like men, yeah, into, let's suppose there's a meeting and the majority of them are women, yeah. How do you feel to control your balance, the energy? When we were talking about the female and the masculine energy, the male energy. Do you feel like, because I have some colleagues when I've been working with men in teams and women at the same time, and sometimes they've been kind of protective, which is something sometimes very nice in some fields of work. And like these energies in imbalance or like working together are creating sometimes a better delivery or performance. Who wants to contribute on that one?
Well, again, it doesn't matter, to be honest, very honest, whether it's women or men in a room. The reason is because if you're actually going to look at somebody based on their gender, their position, their title, and want to treat them, you're completely wrong in the very first place. So my motto for life, what I've been always following, is irrespective of who is there on the other side, you always need to ensure to treat somebody like how you want to be treated. You want love, treat people with love. You will get love back. You want hatred, treat people with hatred. You will get hate back. So you want to go on a war, you are free to go. You will not end up being at peace. That's what I would say. And if we are actually, if anybody being a man or a woman thinks that, okay, if I enter a room which is full of men and I'm feeling intimidated, it's because probably it's not, it's basically situational, or it's basically because of a preconception that they would have had. It's not something that's going to be like that in reality. And the same way, if I step into a room where it's filled of women, I shouldn't feel superior, because I have to put this on the table for all of you. There is still one major thing that a woman can do, which a man cannot do: bringing another life to the world, which we can't. It's not possible. And at that point itself, I will be hands up and say that women are already superior than men. There should not be any questions or any thoughts about it. Thank you.
Thanks. Mohammed Faisal?
Yes. Okay.
Mohammed?
Mohammed or Faisal?
Okay, Faisal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure I understand the question correctly, but in in a professional settings, you have always to be prepared to work, with everyone, and you have to accept everyone. As I said, my colleague Prasanna, mashallah, he said it. He put it very well. I could only just agree with him. You just do business or interact with people in the same respectful way. And if they are women, of course, you treat them also nicely as you treat your own sisters and relatives. And that's it. There's not much to it. I hope I answered your question correctly.
Great. Ideli, I think you want to have a word?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention something about the previous question where you asked about their opinion of their first woman they admire, or this important person, right? And it called my attention about what Prasanna said with regards of his mother, right? With his mother. And recently, actually yesterday, I just found a writing that says that especially boys, when they are, when they are boys, when I am a mother of two boys, when they are boys, when they are little boys, they start to develop a special connection with the mother, with the mother, and there's some kind of inheritance that actually the mother gives to the boys in terms of sensitiveness, in terms of this kind of inner sensibility, perhaps emotional intelligence. Yes, that comes from the mother. This kind of characteristics from the human being comes directly from the mother, but the bond that exists mother-boy is different than mother-girl. It's something that actually, even though when they are not together, physically speaking, it prevails in distance. It's something that actually by nature has a special meaning for male. For the men has a special meaning. The mother role. And then he mentioned something, to conclude all this, that when the man reaches his adulthood, well, the wife, that partner, what amazing and complete wholeness, no, in his perspective about this recognition and identifying that women role. So I agree with that. It was just, to interrupt this segment, to highlight that bond, mother-boy, and then when this man reaches adulthood, he positions the role of his partner, his wife. Amazing.
Yes. Do you want to comment on that, maybe, Mohammed?
Yes, yes. For the when I deal if I go to a room and there is full of women or even men, for me, as I said, my message is to make a balance between feminine and masculine energy. So I have feminine energy is to acceptance. So the power of the feminine energy is to acceptance. So I have to accept all the people, whether male or female. This is the power of the feminine energy. The power of the masculine energy is to put limits. So I don't. You can say the power of no. If so, I have limits. So I have to make balance to deal when I deal with a lot of men or a lot of women in the same place. So for me, I can if I try if I make balance between my both energies, yeah, I can deal in a better way with whether men or women, yeah, together. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so well, this has been very enriching for everybody. And now we are going, according to the time, with the next question for our panelists. And first, we're going to start with Prasanna for this one. And it would be, how is your work and domain or professional domain involved in the participation of gender equity and the perspective?
Well, the first thing I would say is, see, since I work predominantly in the hardware side of the IT services part, so as everybody knows across the globe, that you have the two branches of information technology. One is the hardware side, and the other one is the software side. We already have a lot of women who have achieved a lot from the software perspective, being software engineers, developers, etc. But there has been a saying from when initially the hardware support started. When I'm talking about hardware support, to just give a little bit of more insight, like when you need to have IT equipment to be serviced, IT equipment to be installed, installations to be done. It cannot be done by a girl or by a woman. Because why? Because they will not be able to put those long hours. They'll not be able to lift those equipment. Well, that problem is not just for women. It's basically like it's the same. Because one thing I would like to identify and move on to tell what I'm intending to say is, men or women are built on the same skeletal frame. We probably have a little bit of more tolerance. That's apart from that, women can also do the same job what we do. So the shift, what I have been seeing in the IT industry as well as in my company and the industry in our domain, is we are seeing a lot of women being employed on the hardware side, where they are actually being installation engineers, being logistics personnel, and also being on the ground and helping us with a lot of things, which everybody thinks that it's a man's job. Well, if a man can do it, a woman can do it. So the shift is good, the shift is there, and they add a little bit of more flair to what they do, and also it complements what we do, and it brings a great balance to the work that we're doing, and that shift is very, very good to have. And that's all I would like to say from the IT perspective. We already have a lot of influx of women power on the software side. We are also seeing that progression happening even on the hardware side, which is actually a very good sign for the world.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting because it seems like this industry about software and technologies is taking a lot of is having a great development nowadays with the AI and all that. So apparently, a lot of women are very interested also to participate in that field and for them to have incursion on that. And now from the perspective of Mohamad, now we have Mohamad Hamouda. We would like to
Yes.
hear.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, in my field, in the audit field, actually, yeah, I've in couple, even in the Big Four, I worked in, like I had, we had the female women like partners, and so there is percent, so it's there is no difference between men and women in my field, whether in uh, whether in the hierarchy to be promoted and everything. So it's for me, yeah, I see there is equality between men and women in my field. So I didn't see any thing inequality for me.
Okay. Thank you, Mohammed. And it seems like also it's accounting and finance, right? Your field. Just
Uh,
for
Auditing, external auditing, like Ernst and Young, I used to work in Ernst and Young, Deloitte and Touche. It's auditing firm, auditing on the financial statements and financial services, yeah.
okay. Yeah, for the other participants who couldn't hear your main field at the beginning. And now let's hear about Faisal and his industry, mainly tourism, and also the owner of the Saudi Spanish Club. Well,
Sorry,
co-founder.
I couldn't hear you, sorry.
Faisal, can you hear me now? Hi.
I think that the connection is not working properly because his image is frozen. I don't know if you guys can see there's a move here.
Faisal, I think his image is frozen.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well, we can just meanwhile read some messages here from the chat. Bihai said, women empowerment is often discussed in terms of rights and opportunities, but true empowerment also requires societal mindset shifts. What are some practical steps individuals and organizations can take to challenge deep-seated biases and foster real change? Oh, there's a question here. What are some practical steps individuals and organizations can take to challenge deep-seated biases and foster real change? Okay, well, maybe we can just set this question at the end if we have time.
yes.
Okay, or if he would like to raise any question, I mean, this question directly to any other person. Okay, so Faisal is back. Faisal, you can hear us now?
I'm back. I can hear you
Yes.
loud and clear.
Okay, just going back to your question, we were waiting for you to come back. As we were listening to the others also about the field, in the case of your domain, what is the perspective towards gender equity?
I can talk about Saudi Arabia and
Yes.
my experience in this field, tourism. I mean, I don't feel we're lacking any, females. I think there is a lot of females already in the field and also in higher positions. And a lot of also companies are owned by women, and they are doing adding a value. Little details in the future here and there to adjust and help each other, with. But the environment in general is very healthy, and everybody's supportive and cooperative. Yeah, that's it, regarding my experience, at least, what I see.
So now I think of course you have your agency, and I've also received some invitations or stuff, and I see that women are also participating in the industry, like in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, absolutely. And my question to you, when are you going to join us?
That'd be wonderful.
For a tour.
That'd be wonderful, of course. I see you are like doing a lot of presence with Saudi, and we are as Latinos very interested about knowing more about the culture. Okay, well, Ideli, you think we could check maybe about some of the comments?
Yes,
We're also about to...
here we have, let me just check it in the chat because there's a lot of action. Muriel says, one of component of women empowerment is women's sense of self-worth. Lots of women limit themselves. Example, if they believe they do not have 100% the skills, they may not apply. In general, men will apply. Women also limit themselves due to their responsibilities outside of the workplace, like, for example, children. One comment, gender, let me just check here, my chat. Gender equality sometimes is difficult. Example, in the beauty industry, there are more women working there than men. Okay, I don't know if our panelists have any comments
Yes.
about this last opinion from Muriel, that perhaps sometimes is there's some limitation, perhaps. What do you think? Do you think that maybe women have priorities and that's why they just consider they limit themselves based on their own responsibilities and priorities they have? I don't know if there's anything there to say.
I mean, who should answer? You know, we want to answer in a, you know, in a respectful and orderly manner. So who should who should answer the question?
Just in case you guys have any comment about it. I mean, I think that well, what Muriel mentions is it could be part of our real world, no? I mean, sometimes there might be this own limitation by the woman's mentality that perhaps doesn't feel that is enough to prove, maybe, right? Maybe because of that lack of experience, maybe because of that lack of opportunities to interact in some industry, right? I think that is more what she mentions, no? That there might be this kind of automatic limitation from the woman in order to go deeper or go further, right? Or maybe there's this fear
I
about,
think,
no, I don't know. Yep.
yeah, I think it's natural, you know, to have these differences. You know, men and women, you know, are slightly different. You know, we are equal, but we are different in our nature and so on. Women can have, you know, the miracle of giving birth and babies. They have different interests. You know, for example, men, there is more men, you know, who work in dangerous jobs like firefighters, soldiers in the front lines, and so on. So it's not just to demand like there will be 50-50%. Maybe some women can do this job, but it's not obligatory. And the same with the beauty industry. You know, I mean, there are less men who work in that naturally because men, you know, are focused on other things like sports, cars, you know, other, you know, jobs that suit the nature of men. And this is the, you know, the nature of you know, each gender. You know, we cannot change that. You know, but you know, if we can provide the possibilities for women if they choose these careers and want to. Also men if they want, you know, but naturally, you know, men are more, you know, attracted to adventure, cars, football, stuff like that, you know. You know, some men, you know, revel in danger. You know, they want to be firefighters, they want to be soldiers, and you know, women are more nurturing. They want to take care of the children and so on. So I mean, it's natural. That's my humble opinion about it.
Okay, the communication was a bit disturbed, but I mean, long story short here with Faisal's opinion, it's the opportunities are there. I mean, that's the idea, to support these opportunities, to support the creation of opportunities, and then to respect at the end the decision of the women, if that will be the way, the path for them, or what might be the priorities, right? Okay.
Or functional also to what they want to achieve in other aspects of their lives out of professional life. Also, I believe.
Yes, totally.
Okay. We had a question there that I believe before going to the last one, And the time is running. So we have this question, and I would like to start this time with Mohamad. This is, which experience, motto, or fact or event in your life motivated you to be involved and have interest in this new path of gender equity and women empowerment? If something occurred that was like a switch for you to think in terms of being involved.
Yes, for me, as I said, it's I want to focus more on our inside world, because this is actually what I see, even for men or women, that we usually think that what is outside, this is our real world, but in fact our inside world is the one that decide whether we decide the quality of our outside life. So I went, يعني I choose this path, the gender equity, because so we can focus more on our inside world by, as I said before, balancing between feminine energy and masculine energy, and so we can have more powerful life, and what is outside is a reflection of inside. So I want to focus on this message more about this is my message for this path. Yeah.
Okay. So let's now hear Prasanna.
Well, the experience or the reason why I started to work on this is my own country. So in our country, in the Sovereign Republic of India, we actually have a saying from our old forefathers. It's a Sanskrit term where it actually means, so the Sanskrit term is Yatra Naryastu Pujante Ramante Tatra Devataha. The meaning is, where women are respected, gods reside. That's the meaning for it. I'll put it on the chat for everyone to read it with the meaning. So the disparity, even after having a strong saying like this, is what triggered me to be part of it. So why the disparity? What caused it is, so on one side we have our history, our forefathers telling us that women should be respected. Only then divinity resides there. And at the same time, on the other side, you come back at your own house, child marriage is happening. Girls are getting married off even before they reach the right age to get married. They are denied of education. They're denied of the basic things that they need. And if a girl or a woman has a dream to do something, that dreams are clipped off. And this is something that happened in India, that it is changing now, but it's still not 100% gone. That actually was the reason why I wanted to champion this action with Italy on empowering women to, because as I said initially, right, anybody can do anything they want. It's all in the mind, it's all in the head. You need to prioritize and you need to execute it. So if I am, there is no difference between either of us. We all have the same time, what God has given. We all have 24 hours. Just because I'm in India, I don't have an hour more, or somebody is in Saudi that doesn't have an hour less. We all have the same equal amount of time. How you spend it, how you do it is what matters. Now, I can sit at home doing nothing and expect just a frugal meal a day. It's up to me. But at the same time, if I have the ability to go out, do a lot, and make more people happier, yeah, exactly, you need to have money to do it. And when you know you can do it, do it. Make the world a better place. That's how you do it. So likewise, there are women in India who are actually part workmen. At the same time they work, at the same time they take care of a house. They have a huge family, so they go to office, spend 9 hours there with somebody strange, and then they come back home. They still do the job that they have to do, and they're doing it with a smile on the face. And even there are women where they don't have jobs, but that doesn't mean that they're jobless. For me, if you say, moment a woman enters a house, she becomes a wife, a mother, that's a huge job which doesn't have any vacation, no sick leaves, no respite, nothing. And if what they can do, I can't do. So that's what I would say. Give them the power to do it. They will be able to achieve a lot.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought there was a problem with the connection, but not at all. Well, that's what Mohammed and you have said has been very enriching, and definitely I believe what Ideli brought to the table a moment ago, like the role of a mother, also bounded into a male son, is very important of what's going to be the output or the and the input in this person when this person grows and what comes to society. So let's now hear Faisal's opinion about this question.
Okay, I know time is of the essence. So in a nutshell, I think my biggest inspiration and my turning point in my life and many people is the biography of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So I invite everyone to. It's very hard to summarize it in a small podcast. And regarding these details about how he treated the women, how he elevated the whole society, and also women, including the women, and how he told us to honor women, and only the honorable will honor women, and that women, are our twin halves of men, and so on. So I recommend reading his biography. There is many biographies. I recommend The Seal Nectar, and his acts, teachings, and wisdom is what led the Muslim community to create many pioneers, who are ladies as well, like Fatima al-Fihri, who created the first university in the world in Morocco in 859. Who led Zubaydah bint Ja'far al-Mansur to construct one of the longest routes in the world as of charity for pilgrims who are coming from Baghdad to Mecca. Still, until today, there is water wells, there is gardens, who produce fruits, and they are going to charity because that woman, decided to benefit the society and to benefit the whole world, 1,200 years ago. So these are just two quick examples. And of course, our foundation and our inspiration is the biography of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And I invite you all to explore his biography and read more about the topic.
Okay, well, all the opinions and all this, the time is like never enough when it comes to interesting topics, and definitely this is one of those topics. And I've been very excited. I guess Ideli too. And unfortunately, we have to close because of the time, the webinar. But we have one last question, and we are just going to resume in one single phrase. Okay, about what are you having as a result of this as an insight for you, and what contributed you with more ideas maybe to work towards what you would like to do as a commitment in this gender equity and women empowerment? Just one phrase. Who wants to start?
Yes,
Mohammed.
Yes, okay. For me, actually, I want to wipe out the programming of separation and fear, because this is the thing that makes hatred between each other, whether gender or any other race. So the programming in media for separation. So my aim is to wipe out these messages in our subconscious.
Okay, very interesting, actually.
Yes.
Well, I would
Prasanna?
say, don't tell women they're weak. That's the first thing I would like to say, and prove them that you have an idea, bring it on the table, look for people who will support you and help you. We are there, we will do it for you.
Okay, very interesting too. And finally, we have also Faisal.
For me, the advice of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, honor your women around you. So he ordered us to do this. If you treat women nicely, if you honor them, your sisters, your cousins, your nieces, and your colleagues around you, the world will be a better place.
Okay. Ideli, do you want to add something else or our audience?
Well, just that, thank you so much, I mean, for this contribution. We have a lot of comments here that, well, we didn't have time to answer the questions. I would like to ask the panelists if you guys would like to add your emails in the chat. So if there's anyone from the audience who really would like to raise any other question or any other comment or contact you for whatever situation from one of the recommendations and advices that you shared today, they can contact you directly. If it's your email or if it's your LinkedIn or if it's your Instagram, whatever social media contact detail, feel free. So they can contact you. And here, just reading something that was well, I think that Prasanna, you wrote this.
And
Uh,
the name of the phrase.
Translation, right?
Indian phrase, yeah. The Indian
Yes, you
phrase.
read this. You wrote this translation where women are honored, there are deities reside. A famous saying from the Manusmriti, emphasizing the importance of respecting women. Okay, amazing. And Emily Sanchez, she also mentions we know about respect, visuals, balance, energy, not only for females, for people in general. But what would they do if they realize that a female colleague performing the same task, same position, receive 20% or sometimes even less salary or benefits? This is one of the questions that perhaps many people have in different corners of the world about this equity in payment, in the gaps that still exist in salary and all this. I think that we have to do another webinar to talk about that, right? About these kind of situations, realistic situations that sometimes we still face in some corners of this world. Respect, Fihai sends respect. Prasanna already sent his email. Faisal as well already sent his contact. Yeah, details, Muriel, I love to get their LinkedIn link. That's a lot. Okay, very well. So already sent here all these contact details. Anyone would like to connect with me, we're more than welcome. Okay, thank you. Bihai Singh. Okay. All right. Bihai also, one of our attendees also would like to be in connection with the rest of the audience. Okay.
Great.
So, well, do we make a photo? The final photo at the end. Yes, with all other panelists. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have, thank you so much, right? Thank you so much for our attendees as well. And thank you, Edda, for your moderation. Thank you for raising these important questions. I think that 1 hour is not enough, I know.
No.
But this is just an introduction of all this. It's the first time that we have men in our webinars. So you guys are like the founders of all these
Thank you.
trends that
Yes.
now we are introducing.
Yeah, and Ideli, I just have I am so glad. I just want to say thanks for this amazing experience to all of you, and also I just want to have one last thing. This at the end, more than an hour, shows that men and women working together and makes a better world.
Totally. I agree with that.
Of course.
Definitely.
Yes.
This is
And
something.
fun,
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes it fun as well.
Yes. I think that there's so much to do still, but at least we have a lot of interest. I see that there's a lot of interest in this region. I have to say that in this region, in the Middle East, I'm very, very surprised. Asia also has the same situation. So I am very surprised, I have to say, that there's a lot of commitment, there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of openness and flexibility about raising these questions, raising these kind of statements, bringing those topics to the table. And I feel so, so happy that I can find people from the male gender that they're super interested to really start a conversation, start a dialogue. What can we do? how can we contribute? Let's just start with some interaction. Okay, so yeah, small steps, baby steps, and then we can just start building something. But this is something that I have to mention. Not in all, I have been in different countries. Not in all the countries it's possible to see this. So, mashallah, really, very good. I like it. I like it. So,
I like it.
thank you so much, guys. I already took the picture, and well, later we're going to share our recording. So, and
Thank you.
we
Bye.
can meet us
Thanks so
next
much.
time.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
everyone. Thank you,
everybody.
Edda.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you, guys.
Ramadan Mubarak,
See you all.
everyone.
Thanks,
Take care.
Edda.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.